Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So, as mentioned in the previous session, in today's session, I'm going to cover agile concepts, okay? So, let me take you to the folder. Just give me a second. Let's go through the notes first. And here we are. Okay, here we are. This is the topic. I'll open these notes. So, today's concept is agile. Today's concept is agile, guys, okay? Let me see if I am on the right page. Yes, I am on the right page. Let's keep going on this page. So what is the meaning of agile, guys? So what is the meaning of agile? You can clearly see the answer on this screen itself. What is the meaning of agile? Everyone type agile is equal to, what is this? Agile is equal to quick, fast, okay? Speed. Agile simply means quick. Speed, okay? Very agile means very high speed kind of stuff, okay? Quick. Faster. Something which is in speed manner, okay? So you can clearly understand, right? When you are going for agile, why companies or clients or projects are moving to agile? For quickness, for high speed, for delivering the project faster way. Okay. Quick, faster, speed means what? Okay. To deliver the project at a high speed. When compared to other traditional approaches, the agile projects will deliver the software kind of faster. Okay. In a faster way. Clear, everyone? Agile means quick. What does quick means? The projects which are following this agile will deliver the projects in a quick manner, that is faster manner, okay, at a high speed when compared to other traditional projects following some traditional approaches. Okay, so this is just a meaning of agile, guys. If you search in Google or something, you'll get this meaning, okay? But we'll go, okay? The meaning will be carried here. Now, let's see the actual what exactly is agile, okay? Here I said agile is equal to quick in the terms of, the meaning of agile in English is quick, okay? But what exactly is agile in software world? In software world, what is the meaning of agile? Agile is one of the software development lifecycle model, SDLC model. Agile is an SDLC model. Everyone type in the chat box. Agile is one of the software development lifecycle models, one of the SDLC models. There are, yes, Agile is SDLC model. Okay, Agile is one of the SDLC models that are there in the market. There are several SDLC models. What is the SDLC stands for? What does SDLC stands for, guys? What is the full form of SDLC? What is the full form of SDLC? Type in the chat box. Software Development Lifecycle. Yes, right, correct. SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. Like butterfly has a life cycle, here software will also have a life cycle, okay? Software will not be ready in the first day itself, right? Okay, it has to go through the life cycle, okay? To get the software delivered in the market, it has to go through the life cycle, that is software development life cycle. There are several SDLC models, okay? To deliver the software into the market, a software need to go through the life cycle. Software has to go through the life cycle. To go through the life cycle, okay, to deliver the software into the market, software has to go through the life cycle. Okay, that life cycle has several models. Okay, some projects will follow one model, another project will follow another model, like that. Depending on the type of the project, circumstances and situations of the project, different projects will follow different SDLC models, software development lifecycle models. As part of this SDLC, software will go through several stages or phases, like a butterfly life cycle will be there, right? Similarly, software will also have to go through some life cycle, okay? And different projects will follow different SDLC models, okay, to deliver the software into the market. So what are the different SDLC models we have here? Waterfall model. Second one is prototyping model. Third one is incremental and iterative model. Fourth one is spiral model. Fifth one is V model. Okay. We have a RAD model. We have Big Bang model, and there are several other models. And also Agile model is also there. So what is Agile? Agile is one of the SDLC models that are there in the market for delivering the software into the market. Okay. For delivering the software into the market, to create the software and deliver it into the market so that real end customers will use, software will have to go through a life cycle that is called as SDLC. Okay. And this SDLC, there are different type of SDLC models. Waterfall is one of them, prototype, incremental iterative model, spiral model, V model, RAD model, Big Bang model, Agile model, and several other models, where Agile is one such kind of SDLC models a project can use for delivering the software into the market. Okay. Now tell me, nowadays, 95 to 99% of the projects are using which SDLC model? Nowadays in the market, 95 to 99% of the projects are following which SDLC model? Out of all these SDLC models, which SDLC model? Most of the projects are following Agile. Whatever the project you join in, okay, they are following Agile SDLC model nowadays. Okay. What about waterfall model, guys? Is it bad? Is waterfall model a bad SDLC model? No? Okay. So, waterfall model is a traditional model. It's still being used by some of the projects. It depends on the type of the project, guys. Okay. Some projects may need waterfall model. Some projects are suitable for waterfall model. It doesn't mean that waterfall model is bad and agile model is good. Okay. Depending on the type of the project. Okay. Depending on the type of the project, duration of the project, all those categories, we have to decide which SDLC model will suit our software to get delivered into the market in a better way. Sometimes some projects will need waterfall model is the best model. Okay. Agile may not be the best model for one of the projects. For some other projects, some other model may be better. Okay. For most of the projects nowadays in the market, Agile is being used. What is the reason? Why Agile is being used as an SDLC model for most of the projects in the market? Agile means quick. Delivery, if the delivering of the software need to be done in a faster way, then people go for Agile SDLC model. That's the reason everyone is a fast-paced mode. If Flipkart.com, which is an e-commerce application, okay, Flipkart.com, which is an e-commerce application, has introduced a cash on delivery feature. Immediately Amazon.com also want to do the same because Amazon.com is a competitor of the Flipkart.com. Nowadays, Blinkit and Swiggy applications came where we can uh, you know, order Blinkit and Swiggy Instamart. So a lot of competition is there in the market, guys, and everyone is fighting, right? So they have to follow this when there is a lot of competition in the market, everyone want to become best. People will tend to use the applications or software which provide better services. Okay, a kind of feeling, a kind of trust feeling will come, this is the best one kind of stuff. The leader in the market will always be the leader in the market. Okay, so people will follow the leader, and to become the leader in the market, these projects are companies which are running the projects have to make sure that they deliver the software or the features of the software in a faster manner. So that's the reason most of the companies nowadays are using Agile SDLC model because it doesn't require a lot of time to deliver the software or software features into the market. If Flipkart has introduced cash on delivery, immediately in that week or some few days only, Amazon will release the cash on delivery. Okay. So like the things are happening, like the jet speed, the things are happening. For such kind of projects of Amazon, Flipkart, if you use waterfall model, think about the situations. It will take, after the Flipkart .com e-commerce application has released the cash on delivery feature, after 3 or 4 months, if Amazon.com is releasing the cash on delivery, what will happen? By the time all the customers of Amazon will move to the Flipkart.com because Flipkart.com is providing the cash on delivery. So Amazon will lose its user base. By the time Amazon comes with cash on delivery, right? People already have went to Flipkart.com. They now feel that Flipkart.com is the best one. Okay? That's the problem. Got it? To overcome all this market challenges, with all this competition that is there in the market, everyone want to do the things in a faster way. Okay, everyone want to deliver the software in a faster way, and time to market is very important nowadays. That is the reason most of the softwares, okay, are using SDLC model known as agile SDLC model. Okay, but that doesn't mean that waterfall model is not good. Waterfall model is still suitable for some kind of projects in the market. Okay, waterfall model is not bad. It's the older one, I know. Okay, but for some projects, waterfall model may be best. For some projects, prototyping model may be best. For some projects, incremental iterative model may be best. For some projects, spiral model may be best. For some projects, V model may be best. For some projects, RAD model may be best. For some projects, Big Bang model may be best. For some projects, agile model may be best. It depends on the type of the project. The SDLC model will be decided. Okay. So I'll explain different SDLC models one by one at a high level, guys, not in depth. Okay. At a high level. Okay. At a high level, I'll explain different SDLC models one by one, and for which type of projects, which SDLC model will be suitable. You can clearly understand when I explain this different SDLC models one by one. Okay. So before I move to the agile kind of stuff and all, right? Okay. Let me explain the first SDLC model, that is waterfall model. Okay. What is the first SDLC model we have? Waterfall model. Everyone type waterfall model in the chat box so that I'll cover waterfall model, SDLC model for you. Waterfall model. Waterfall model is the next SDLC model I'm covering. Waterfall model is the first SDLC model I am covering, guys. Okay. So I'll go to ChatGPT, guys. Okay. I don't want to waste your time and all. So I'm just using ChatGPT waterfall model. So it will give all the phases of waterfall model one by one anyhow. Okay. Key phases of the waterfall model. The first phase of waterfall model is what? Requirements, gathering and analysis. Okay. Requirements, gathering and analysis. Okay. Let's take this. In this, the first model of SDLC is what? Requirements, gathering and analysis. So in the waterfall model, what is the first phase of waterfall SDLC model? What is the first phase of waterfall SDLC model? What is the first phase of waterfall SDLC model? Everyone type in the chat box. Requirements gathering and analysis is the first phase in waterfall SDLC model. Okay. Requirements gathering and analysis. Okay. Requirements gathering and analysis. So requirements will be gathered. So requirements will be gathered by some stakeholders in the project. It can be any type of people in the project. They'll collect the requirements that are required for the software to be ready, right? What software we need, some requirements, right? This is what I want. Something should be there, right? In the beginning stages, requirements will be gathered, okay? For example, if Zomato company has decided to go with Blinkit for delivering the, okay? If Zomato company, everyone knows, right? About Blinkit, right? Blinkit. Blinkit is owned by Zomato company. Okay. Assume that Zomato company has this product known as Blinkit. The purpose of the Blinkit is to deliver the groceries in 10 minutes. Okay. Within 10 minutes, once you place the order in this application, you will get the order, the items at your doorstep within 10 minutes. That's fast. Okay. Quick commerce. It's a quick commerce kind of domain. Blinkit is a quick commerce kind of domain. Right? Within 10 minutes, you're getting the groceries delivered at your house, at your doorstep of your house. Right? Great. Okay. Now, to get this possible, to make this possible, before this Blinkit software has been developed and delivered into the market, the Zomato company would have gathered all the requirements, right? Zomato would have gathered all the requirements regarding this Blinkit, okay? So what the Blinkit should do, what it should deliver, how to deliver it faster, a lot of things will be there. All those requirements are collected here, okay? And that requirements will be put into a document by a business analyst, okay? That requirements will be put into a that requirements will be put into a kind of document. What is the document known as? What is the document known as, guys? Everyone type in the chat box if you know the answer. The requirements gathered, yes, BRS document, okay? Business requirement specifications document, okay? Okay, fine. Yes, BRS document. And then all these requirements will be analyzed, okay? All the requirements will be analyzed, okay? So as part of the requirements gathering and analysis, okay? And clearly see here, all system requirements are gathered and documented, okay? As part of the requirements gathering and analysis, all the system requirements are gathered and documented. And the outcome of this particular phase of this waterfall model, first phase of waterfall model, is a BRS document, okay? Fine. Next thing is design phase. What is the next one, guys? The next phase of waterfall SDLC model is what? Design phase. Everyone type in the chat box. The next phase of SDLC model is what? Design phase. First, requirements gathering and analysis. The next phase will be design phase. After this phase is completed, in waterfall SDLC model, after the first phase is completed, then only the project team will move to the design phase. And once you move to the design phase, there is no way going back. Got it? Once the requirements gathering and analysis phase is marked as complete, is stated as completed, we'll move on to the design phase. The project team will move on to the design phase. Once you get to the design phase, you will not go back. You see, have you observed the waterfall? How the waterfall look like? Waterfalls. Okay. They will fall from top to bottom, right? They will not go upside. Because if you see this waterfall, you can clearly see the water is falling from top to bottom, not bottom to top. Similarly here, once you complete this requirements gathering and analysis phase, you will move to the next phase known as design phase. Okay, we'll go like this. You cannot go backward. Okay, since the waterfall cannot go back, water will not flow back from bottom to top. Similarly, okay, from requirement gathering analysis, we'll come to the project team, will move on to the design phase. Okay, that's what you have to understand. Okay, in the system design phase, what will be created, guys? What will be created in the system design phase? What will be created in the system design phase? As the name speaks, designs will be done. Okay, designing will be done. Here, they have clearly mentioned, okay, system architecture and designs are created based on requirements, okay. There are two types of designs, okay. I'll just copy this and paste it here so that we'll get more, okay. Let's see what it will answer. You see, HLD and another will be LLD, okay. LLD will be there HLD will be there. Okay. Everyone type in the chat box. LLD, HLD. LLD and HLD you type in the chat box. In the system design phase or design phase, okay, mainly what will be created? HLD will be created. HLD stands for what? High level design. LLD stands for what? Low level designs. Okay. High level designs and low level designs will be created. High level designs and low level designs. High level design means what? Overall architecture and technological stack. Okay. So system architecture diagrams, data flow diagrams, enterprise resource diagrams for databases. Okay. This comes under the HLD. Okay. So development team, okay, or the project team who are responsible for creating all this stuff, architects and all those people will be there, right? Okay. They will be creating HLD, high level designs. What about LLD? Focuses on the detailed designing of each module, class diagrams, function and method definitions, data structures and pseudocode. Okay. Design documents, HLD and LLD. Okay. So something is like, optional prototypes. Prototype designs also will be created by the development team. Okay. Design documents, that is HLD and LLD will be created. As part of HLD, what will be there? System architecture diagrams, data flow diagrams, diagrams, they'll under HLD. Okay. Low level diagrams will be like logic, means actual how the algorithm, okay, pseudocode or some kind of stuff maybe. Okay. Pseudocode, everyone know about pseudocode? Everyone know what is mean by pseudocode? Developers, before writing any code in any programming language with some syntax of the programming language, they will be writing in plain English. They'll explaining the code in English. It's not dummy code. It's not dummy code, Vishwa. It's pseudocode means it will be in English. If you imagine about writing some programming or logic in English, yes, you are not following any particular programming language like Java, C Sharp, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, etc., etc. You're not following anything. Any backend programming language you're not using. But you are explaining that in English. Okay. That pseudocode can be used by Java. Okay. If your developers are following Java programming language, this pseudocode can be converted to Java programming. Okay. This pseudocode can be converted to Python later. Okay. It's plain English. Okay. Example of pseudocode I'll give you. Okay, you'll find it. Okay. Finding maximum number in a list. Is it in Java programming language? Is this particular thing in Java programming language? Function, find max number, list. All these are user defined names. Set max is equal to for each. Okay. Like this. Easy, easy example. Okay. Let's not go with a difficult one. I'll take an easy example for pseudocode. You see start, end. English, plain English, guys. It's not syntax of any programming language. This particular thing is not a syntax of any programming language. It will be in plain English. You can say begin, stop. You can write anything. Start, stop, you can write. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. But anyone reading this should be able to understand. If they know English, they should be able to understand. Input. Instead of input, you can write enter. Enter, you can write. Okay. Update, you can write. If you don't want to say set, you can say update or, calculate. Calculate, you can write. Any word you can write. Okay. Print, display. Instead of print, you can use display word. Okay. So in plain English, you are writing the programming logic. That is called a pseudocode. Okay. That is called a pseudocode. Such kind of pseudocode will be created where? Such kind of pseudocode will be created where? In the low level designs, LLD. Okay. The logic part, design of the logic is, okay, class diagrams, function and method definitions, data structures and pseudocode, logic design, algorithms, which algorithm to be used, and those are low level designs. Okay. Before actually the development has started, they are designing the structures and all. Okay. Logical structures, logical programming, logical structures, they are just designing it. They are not writing the actual code in any particular programming language. They are simply designing how they want to do it, how they want to tackle the problem like that. Okay. That is low level design. What is high level design? High level designs is like architecture, okay? High level architecture, okay? How many servers we have to put, what should be connected to what, how the data should flow throughout the system, okay? At a high level, you are seeing diagrams, okay? Database related stuff and all those stuff, okay? Yeah. At a high level, if you are designing the system, how it need to be developed, that is high level designs. At a low level, the actual code, okay, to implement all these things, low level code is required, right? We need to write the logic, right? If you are designing before writing the actual code, if you are simply planning or designing how you want to do it at a low level logical level, okay, if you are designing that, that is called as low level design, okay? High level design, low level design. And along with that, some projects, most of the projects also will do prototypes, guys. What are prototypes? Prototypes or images kind of stuff will be done, okay? Prototypes or design images created in SDLC phase, design phase. If you write like this, you'll get all the things, okay? Uh, I'll say example or something. Mock screens or whatever we say that, okay? Some kind of designs will be created. This how I want the application to be developed, okay? So UI team will do that, okay? UI team will create all the stuff like this. I want the application to be. I don't have anything here to showcase, but I'll try to find something. Just give me a second. Mock screens. Okay. I'm not getting any particular example here because no one will showcase that, right? That's the problem. Okay. But I'll try to find something. For example, let's say this particular thing should be developed. Okay. This need to be developed. Okay. So they have designed a design. Okay. Later, the same UI part will be created into an application. Okay. Assume that. Okay. Assume that. A mock screen. Mock screen is something like, let me tell you, prototype is something like, let's say you wanted to purchase an apartment in a gated community. Okay. Let's say, yeah, wide screens, we call them as wide screens, right? Right, Ramu. Okay. We generally call them as wide screens. What are wide screens kind of stuff? Let's assume that, you wanted to purchase an apartment in a big gated community where, thousands of flats are available. But when you went to the location, nothing is built so far. Okay. Before building an uh, gated community. Okay. How the empty land looks like. Just search here. Okay. Like this, when you went to a location, right, the land is looking something like this, guys. Okay. Is there anything built here? Guys, in this area, anything built here? Any community? You see, when you went to this location, okay, it's like this. So after a few days, what happened? After a few days, it will be like this. Let's say this is a projection. Okay. So on the first day, when you go to the location is something like this. The location, very big land is there, big area is there. Okay. Lot of space is there, but nothing is built there. Nothing is built there. So what the builder will do? What the builder will do? What the builder will do? If you go to that land, okay, why invest? Okay, it's like gated community plot is a wide region, and this is the area they are going to build a very big community with lots of flats and all. Okay, lot of apartment flats are going to come here. Let's assume, but this is like empty land, right? And when you go to the location, what the builder will do? Can the builder show you this location and say that please purchase my flat and please purchase flats here, you will get for good price and all? They'll say no. What they have to do? They have to give you a brochure, right? They generally give you a brochure, brochure gated community, like this kind of brochure, they'll give it to you. Okay. Okay. So this kind of brochure they have given, builder has given this kind of brochure to you. Okay, this is the kind of community we are going to build, and if you go through this brochure and all, right, if you go through this brochure and all, you will understand what they are going to build here. Okay. If you go through this brochure, you will understand that what the builder is going to build here. Even though the land is empty, nothing has been constructed there. But if you have to invest, you have to see something, right? Some design is required. Is this real? Is it already built? When the brochure is given to you in the beginning, when the empty land is there, when the empty land is there, has the builder has built any? Has the builder has built anything? No. But how you are investing? By looking at the brochure. Same thing happens in the design phase. At the time of the design phase, nothing is being built. Nothing is already built. Only the designs will be there. High level designs, low level designs, pseudo code, these brochures, this kind of stuff will be there. Got it? Once the designs are ready and approved, once the designs are ready and approved for all these requirements will be converted into designs, high level designs, low level designs, prototypes, brochures, kind of stuff like wireframes. We generally call them as wireframes. You can type in the chat box wireframes. It's better you call them as wireframes. Okay. If you say wireframes, you'll get it. Okay. Wireframes of an application. If you write, you see this is how the wireframes. Okay. Before an application has been built. Okay. These are the wireframes. Okay. This kind of wireframes, or some people will build it, realistic way also. Okay. Like this, you see how the login page should be there, sign up page should be there. All these things are there. These are called as wireframes. Okay. The proper one will be wireframes. Okay. Proper one will be wireframes. Okay. These are called as wireframes, guys. Okay. Some kind of on the paper, they can be on the images, they can be there. Okay. Some people will design something like this. Okay. They will look very realistic also. Okay. How the end application, but these are not the real working application. Some people have designed in the Photoshop and all this kind of screens. It should look like this and all those stuff. But, ultimately, it all depends on the design team, how they want to project it so that they can share with the client. Okay. They can share with the client and, get their approval. Once the client will give the approval in the design team, okay, and once the designs are approved by the client, then the next phase will start. What is the next phase? What is the next phase, guys? Anyone know what is the next phase? Implementation phase or coding phase, okay? Implementation or coding. Implementation or coding. You can call it as implementation or coding phase. So here, the actual development, actual construction will start. In case of gated community, the actual constructions will start here. Okay. In case of gated community example, so here in the gated community example, what is happening? The requirements are gathered. How much land, how many floors, how much budget is required. Everything requirements are gathered here. Okay. What the facilities the gated community should provide, like how many children play park should be there, what is the clubhouse should be there or not, gym should be there or not. All the requirements will be gathered. How many floors should be there? Okay. How the parking should be there? Okay. Are we using any solar kind of stuff? Nowadays everyone is using EV vehicles, electric vehicles. Okay, EV charging points where to provide. All these requirements will be done here. Fencing part so that no theft will happen. Security systems like surveillance cameras and all those stuff. A room where someone can watch and all. How many parkings for each flat? Like that, every requirement will be gathered here. Okay. Next thing here is what should be the size and height and width and everything. How many square feet and each flat should be there and all those stuff. Okay. That will be the requirements gathering and analysis phase. Next phase is the designs. According to the requirements, some designs will be created, high level, low level, and all those kind of designs will be created and will be provided to you so that you can visualize, right? Similarly, software also requirements will be gathered and analyzed here. Designs of the software like wireframes and all, pseudocode and all will be created here. Then once these two phases are completed, then only we'll go to the implementation phase, which is the third phase, that is coding phase. or implementation phase. In this phase, the developers will build the application. They will start writing the code using the actual programming languages like Java, Python, C Sharp. Okay, the front end, back end, whatever you call, everything will be written here. Okay, this is implementation phase. Once the developers have completed this, here actual coding will start here, right? Implementation. After the implementation is over, what is the next phase, guys? What is the next phase? Next phase is testing phase. Okay, the next phase comes as what? Testing phase. So complete development should be done to move to the testing. In case of waterfall model, after the requirements are completely gathered and analyzed, then only the design phase will start. Once the designs are all completed and got reviewed and approved by the client and all, then only the coding phase will start. Once the coding of the entire application software is done, then only the testing. They'll not go side by side. Coding and testing will not go side by side. Okay. Once the actual requirements will be converted into the coding, then only the testing phase will start. In the testing phase, what will be done? Software testers will be involved here, okay, and they will perform the testing. Manual testing, automation testing, everything will be done in the testing phase. Once the testing phase is completed, then generally the software will be released into the market, right? When the software will be released into the market after the implementation phase or testing phase generally. In waterfall model, in which phase the software will be released into the market? Implementation or testing? After testing? Tell me guys, what is the next phase after testing generally? Deployment. Yes, deployment is the right answer. Deployment. Here in deployment phase, the software will be released in the market. The answer is after testing, okay? After implementation, the software will not be released. After implementation, first requirements gathering, then design. Just give me a second. Let me, just move it a bit up so that I can get some enough space to draw it more. Okay, requirement gathering analysis, then design phase, then implementation phase, then testing phase. In deployment phase, the software will be released into the market. Okay, after testing is completed and everything is working fine, the code, okay, which is tested properly and working fine according to the client requirements and user needs and expectation, if the code is properly developed by the developers and it's stated as properly working by testing team who are confirming the quality of the software and all. Okay, according to the client requirements, if the software has been developed here, that will be done in the testing phase, verified in the testing phase, and also whether this particular developed software is meeting the end user needs and expectations also will be verified here in the testing phase. After this testing phase is completed and everything is done, okay, then the code will be deployed into the environments, kind of stuff like production environments and etc. as part of the deployment phase, and the code will be deployed, and the code deployment is nothing but once the code is deployed into the different environments like live environments, production environments and all, the application will be available in the market for the end users to use. Now, what next? Is it the last phase of SDLC? Waterfall SDLC model is deployment phase is the last phase of Waterfall SDLC model? Is the deployment phase the last phase of Waterfall SDLC model? No, right? What is the last phase then? Last phase is, you see here already the software released into the market. Already the software got released into the market. Then now the last phase of SDLC is what? Maintenance. Maintenance phase. Why maintenance phase is required? Already software has been, you see, the software started, requirement gathered here, designs completed, coding completed, testing completed, deployment completed. So software is available in the market. End users are already using it. Why maintenance is required? You see, after purchasing a car, is maintenance required? Yes or no? After purchasing a car, maintenance is required, right? We have to take it to the showroom. At least, in the beginning, three in first three times maintenance will be there. From next year onwards, one year or 6 months, you can go and according to the kilometers driven and all, you will go to you'll give it to showroom and get it maintained, servicing and everything will be done, right? Similarly, here after once the software is deployed into the production environment and end users, okay, delivered into the market and all, the task is not completed. The maintenance of the software, the client may want some changes in the software that is already Yes, change request will come. Change request will come. Okay. Yesterday, cash on delivery is not there. Today, they want cash on delivery. Yesterday, in the beginning, whatever the requirements were there, that were cleared here. But after that, maintenance is required. Some small changes may be required. Some UI colors changes may be required. Organizing of the items may be. They want to modify the places where, okay, they want to improvise the UX, user experience part. They want to move the button from here and there. They want to change the functionality a bit. It depends, right? According to the circumstances and real need uses, some changes may be required in the initial version of the software, and as part of that, maintenance phase will be there. In the maintenance phase, the client will give you the change request and all. Okay, and the team need to work on it. Okay, team need to work on it and maintain it so that it adapts to the changes. These what are the different phases of waterfall SDLC model. As a water in the waterfall, as a water flows from top to bottom. Here also, after requirements gathering and analysis phase, we'll go to the design phase. After the design phase is completed, then only implementation phase. After all the implementation is completed, then testing phase. After all the testing is completed, then deployment phase. After deployment phase, for further changes that are required in the initial version of the software, the maintenance will continue. This is an ongoing process. Maintenance is an ongoing process. So client may need some changes here and you guys are going to maintain it for him. Okay. Accordingly, your company is going to charge the client the money. Okay. For the maintenance provided. Right. Okay. So let me close all this stuff and go here. So requirements gathering analysis, system design, coding phase, testing phase, deployment phase. The final product is deployed to the user environment so the end users can access maintenance. Post deployment support and updates are provided. You see, after you get the Windows operating system, Windows 11 or something, updates will keep coming, right? That means Windows is in the maintenance phase kind of stuff. Okay. Clear everyone? So this waterfall model is suitable for which projects? Okay. The projects having less duration or more duration. To which type of projects waterfall model is suitable? Less duration or more duration? More or less? Waterfall model is suitable for which type of projects? Short duration or long duration? You are saying long term, right? What is the answer here? Short duration or long duration? Short duration. If the project is only for 6 months, which model will be better? Agile will be better or waterfall will be better? Short duration. 6 months. 6 months is the short duration, right? Waterfall model is better. What about 5 years? Is waterfall better for 5 years? Agile is better. Okay? Got it right? The main thing that I want to see here is duration, guys. Duration is important, okay? If it is short duration, Agile may not be good for short duration. You see? Agile may not be good for short duration. Waterfall will be good for short duration project. Okay, 6 months only, less complexity. All the things will fall into the waterfall model. Okay, then next one. Okay, so if the project duration is less, then waterfall model is the best. Agile may not be the best. So it doesn't mean model is bad. Waterfall model may be still suitable for some kind of projects, okay, which are less in complexity, which doesn't take much time, like more than 6 months, less than 6 months if the project is taking, or 6 months, maximum 6 months. We can go with the waterfall model. For that, waterfall model may be best suitable for the projects which are having short durations, because requirements can be gathered properly. After the designs can be done, implementation can be done, testing can be done, deployment, maintenance can be done. Okay, for short duration projects, waterfall model will be better. Okay, clear? So this is about one of the SDLC models, guys, which is nothing but the waterfall model. Okay, this is one of the models. Sorry, just give me a second. I'll post these notes. Okay, next. What is next? What is the next model, guys? We have different SDLC models, right? Here we have different SDLC models. I was explaining one by one. What is the next SDLC model we have? After waterfall model, what is the next model we have? What is the next SDLC model we have after waterfall model? Prototyping model. Okay. Prototyping model. Prototype model or prototyping model. Prototyping model is everyone type in the chat box. The next SDLC model is prototyping model. So, okay, here we'll type prototyping SDLC model. Here prototype will be there. Here prototype will be there. You see, the client in the waterfall model, there is a drawback. The drawback is for the client to see the actual working product, the client need to wait till the at the end of the deployment phase only, the client will be able to see. All this duration, the client need to wait. Here only the actual product will be can be visual. Client can experience the actual project here, actual software here. Okay, client cannot understand what is going there here. After the deployment phase only, the client will be able to see the actual software or experience the actual software. Right? So if the duration of the project is 6 months, so after 6 months, the client will be able to see the project and give the feedback. Here, early feedback or delayed feedback. In case of waterfall model, is it an early feedback or delayed feedback? Delayed feedback. Is delayed feedback good? Is delayed feedback good? What are the consequences of the delayed feedback? Okay. So I'll show you one example. I'll show you an example. Requirements and wrong deliverables. I don't know whether I'll get the image or not. Tire image. Hanging from tree. Okay, this is the one. Okay. Some kind of thing should be there here. Let me show you. Yeah. Can you see this image, guys? Guys, can you see this image? The client asked for this one. What the customer actually wanted is what? This one. The customer wanted to tie a rope here and a tire so that the children can easily swing. But what the developers have done? Some developers have done like this. Some developers have delivered like this. Okay. And the end product was like this. Okay. Don't worry about these things. Just imagine the client wanted this, but developers delivered this. The project team delivered this. What happened? And yes, the requirement is this one, but actual product came like this. Will the client will be happy? After this 6 months of time, the client has to see this one, but the actual one came here is this one. Will the client will be happy? In this case, will the client will be happy? No, right? He'll be sad. That's the problem. The problem is the client have to wait for this entire duration of the project to give the feedback. Right? That's the problem. This kind of situations will come in real time. Okay. If you are using the waterfall model to overcome this problem, a new model has been introduced known as prototyping model, where in the design phase, okay, in the design phase of the prototyping model, okay, prototyping model, SDLC model, okay, SDLC model. You'll get some images, just go and use, okay. You can see the design phase here. This is a design phase, you see. The same phases of waterfall model, okay. Prototyping model is an extension of the waterfall model, guys. Prototyping model is an extension of a waterfall model. Only the change is in the design phase. Here, feedback will not be done after the deployment. The feedback will be given in the design phase itself. Here itself, the feedback, okay. The client don't have to wait entire 6 months. If the duration of the project is like 6 months, the client don't have to wait to give the feedback. But rather, early feedback will be done in the design phase only. In the design phase only, the early feedback will be done. So you can clearly see requirements gathering and analysis. Then in the design phase, what is happening? Instead of normal prototypes and all, normal images and all those stuff, right? Design screens, wireframes, and all those stuff. Okay. Here, a design will be created by the development team, some team, or UI team or design team, whatever it is. They'll create a prototype. As part of the design, they'll create a prototype. And this prototype will be sent to the client for feedback. The client will review and give the feedback. And according to the feedback, again, another prototype will be, okay. Once the client accepts the design, okay, the prototype design, once the client accepts, then only we'll move to the, once the customer approval is done, then only we'll move to the coding phase. Before that, actual coding will not start. Okay, got it, guys? You see, it looks like a waterfall model only. One by here, the process is same. After requirement gathering analysis, then design phase, then after design phase, development phase or coding phase, implementation, development, coding phase, then after the testing phase, then a deployment phase, then maintenance phase. Here also same thing. But only thing is the changes are done in the design phase where for early feedback, the design team, UI team will create a prototype. Okay, UI team will create a prototype. Got it? That is called as prototyping SDLC model. Everyone clear? Everyone clear with the prototyping model? I'll not cover everything in detail. Waterfall model I covered in detail because you should get the idea of SDLC model. So because of that, because once I covered this SDLC model, right, remaining all models you will understand. Okay. So that is the reason I covered waterfall model in depth. Prototype model is a small modification of the waterfall model where what is the advantage of prototyping model over a waterfall model? Tell me, guys. What is the advantage of the prototype model over the waterfall model? Prototyping model is for what? Yes, correct. Early feedback. Okay. Early feedback. If you want to, early feedback from customers. Customers, nothing but client. Okay. Early client feedback or customer feedback you can mention. Okay. So this is what is important in the prototyping model. Okay. In the prototyping model, in the design phase, prototype will be created and will be sent to the client for approval. Okay. So that early feedback by customers, that is client, will happen. Okay. This is an extension of waterfall model. Okay. This is what you need to understand. This is an extension. This prototyping model is an extension of waterfall model. Prototype model is an extension of a waterfall model. Okay. Done. Okay. Next model is what? What is the next model? Incremental and iterative model. Then we have spiral model. Then we have V model. Then we have RAD model. Then we have Big Bang model. Other models are also there. But for today, I'll stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll continue this tomorrow. Okay. I'll continue this tomorrow where I'm going to explain the next SDLC model tomorrow. Okay. In the next session, I'm going to cover incremental iterative model. Since the major one is completed, remaining all things will be easy only, guys. Okay. Remaining all things will be easy. So here, incremental and iterative SDLC model. Incremental and iterative SDLC model. This looks something like this. Okay. The model looks something like this. Okay. Requirements, analysis, design, coding, software one. Then again, requirements, analysis, design, coding. You'll get one more. Okay. So what does it mean? Okay. So I'll explain this tomorrow, guys. Okay. You'll not understand it today. Today you got an introduction to the SDLC models and all, and what is SDLC model, and what are the different phases as per of waterfall model you understood, and prototyping model you understood. Okay. The next, this models will not take time. Tomorrow, we'll wrap it out. Okay. But we'll spend most of the time tomorrow on the Agile SDLC model. Okay. So these things will be completed tomorrow. So yeah, fine then. That's all for today, guys. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time and we'll continue with the next SDLC model, that is incremental iterative model. And we'll try to finish all these things tomorrow and we'll start with the agile model tomorrow. Okay. Fine, guys. See you tomorrow at the same time. Take care, guys. Bye.